Welcome to Sports Corner GA and Chelle. This will be the transfer segment. But before we go enter inside, make I ask you people some questions. Finally, Chelle, the Super Eagles manager, have congratulated the Super Falcons for winning the WAFCON. So ask yourself, can the male do the same thing, especially the Super Eagles? Because now there will be pressure on them to win, because we all know their performance recently has been shambolic. So they have to do something for the fans. Even though if they can't go to the World Cup, they have to do something for the fans. So can they win the AFCON, which is just in December? The question is for you guys to comment. I'll be in the comment section to reply whatever comments you have for the Super Falcons. Now let's enter into the transfer market. And now let me start with some Nigerian stories. Our players abroad, Charlie, they are doing very, very well. And you know, as it's almost 2 weeks or 3 weeks to the season to start. So most of the players, some will move. Still, a lot of transfers will be happening. But let me start with Chukwueze. You know, Chukwueze, let's be frank with each other, he has not having the best of seasons with AC Milan last season. And I know AC Milan is one thing. They have a new coach, Allegri, who is not too keen on him playing for them. He hasn't come out to say that he wants to sell him. But if a big is in for him, I'm sure AC Milan will consider it very, very well. And now, the Turkish team, Fenerbahce and Besiktas, they are interested in signing him. Even though we are hearing some rumors about Fulham, but I doubt that, because you all know Fulham have a lot of African players, and the AFCON is around the corner this December. So about 2 or 3 Fulham players will be moving. So would they want to add Chukwueze? You don't know, you can't tell, because most of these teams are running away from signing our players because of the AFCON. They don't want to lose our players to the AFCON. And I believe the time that they are playing the AFCON, we all know the Premier League. That is when the Premier League gets heated, especially December. That's when you play a lot of games. But look at the players. So Liverpool, I'm sure that is one of the reasons why Liverpool ran away from signing Victor Osimhen. Because Salah will be going, Osimhen too. No. So I think this is some of the reasons why I don't think Fulham will go for Chukwueze. But Fenerbahce and Besiktas are really considering going for Chukwueze. And I think it's going to make a very, very good fit for them. So because I want him to get a lot of playing time, because with AC Milan this season, I'm not sure he's going to have a lot of playing time. So I want him to have a lot of playing time. So going to Fenerbahce or Besiktas will be far, far better for us. So let's see what unfolds, because the transfer window there, even though it's about a month to the closing, a lot of things can happen. Then let's go to the affairs of Ademola Lookman, the African Footballer of the Year. Or it's an open secret that he wants to leave Atalanta and go to Inter Milan. But Atalanta are proving very stubborn. And from what I'm hearing, Ademola Lookman has unfollowed Atalanta in all his social media platforms. Even though the player is currently being injured now, but he has unfollowed them. That is to show his displeasure, because from the reports that came out, he has already have an agreement with Atalanta like last season, that this season they are allowing him to go. Fine, we know Atalanta wants him to go, but Inter Milan are not willing to pay the valuation of the player, which is 50 million euros plus. Their last bid was 40 million, and this week we were expecting them to come with an improved offer, because that's what we are hearing. But they are yet to present a bid. But we all know, for the way things are going, they will come up with a bid. I'm sure they are trying to play hardball, trying to do some strategy, because we know now they're signing, the way the things are bloating or the things are happening, everyone has his own strategy. So I know Inter Milan are putting things in place to come with an improved offer, because 40 million there for me, everything 40 million for Lookman is way, way too low. They should come up and do something better. So I'm sure they will come up with something, but because Lookman is very, very angry with Atlanta, I think Atlanta are making things very difficult for him to move. So he has unfollowed Atlanta or all his social media platforms. When a player starts doing this, that should tell you what is about to happen. So Atlanta should, to make hay when the sun shines, because they should take the money. Because when you keep an unwanted player in your team, sometimes you depreciate his value, because next season he will not play at his heart out. His numbers will drop. Everything about him will drop. And fine, Lookman is not that old. He's not that young too. It's in between. He's 27 years old. So he's getting to his peak. So the better you sell him, the earlier for them, you get the money that they want and let him go. So I think Atlanta will do the right thing. Since Lookman has started proving stubborn, they have to do the right thing and let him go. So this is what I have for you. And now let's go to the helms of Manchester United. Some 2-3 days back, the directors of Manchester United had a serious meeting, and they were discussing about why most of the signings that they've had find it difficult to perform in Manchester. But immediately they leave Manchester, they go to other teams and they do very, very well. So they are contemplating and say, what is the problem? Because I won't lie to you, apart from Bruno Fernandes and some one or two, most of the signings that United have all flopped. Chuba, Casemiro, even though he's still in the team, he's not up to that peak that he had at Real Madrid. Them Di Maria, Falcao, you can mention Memphis Depay, other things, but look at them all. Most of them went outside and did very, very well. We also have Memphis Depay. He went to Lyon, did very well. Went to Barcelona, did a normal. It was far, far better than what he did at Manchester United for 2 years or 3 years. So that should tell you that no, they think there's a problem with the team and they are discussing to see how things will unfold, how they will make things better for United. Because United was one of the best teams. So they hardly went, as Legacy was in the hands, they hardly get a signing wrong. But this is when they sign 7 players, almost 6 will end up flopping. They just one, things will go on very well. So they are making it difficult for United to win teams. That is why United is in this state. They spend a lot of money since Ferguson left. But look at the team now. So they are sitting down and saying, what is the problem? Because they have to solve the problem. It's not about signing. There is something wrong with the club. So they have to face that and solve it. So let's hope things will go on well for United. And let's talk about Benjamin Sesko. Manchester wants Benjamin Sesko. But according to sources, the player also wants to play for Manchester. But Manchester went to Leipzig and was talking about Højlund and money. But Leipzig is not interested. Even though rumors came out that Leipzig were interested in Højlund, for Sesko, they want a payment cash. Pay the money cash and take cash and carry go. So Manchester is contemplating, because according to sources, the guy is willing to play for Manchester. So now everything is left with Manchester to negotiate with Leipzig. So when they get things right with Leipzig, then Chelle, the boy there, he has given his all to Manchester that they should go and negotiate with Leipzig. He's ready to play for Manchester. So let's see what comes up. But the story now circulating is Newcastle has made a formal bid for Sesko, because Newcastle, they know they are going to make the, it's highly probable that they are going to use Isak. So they want a new striker because they've lost Ekitike to Liverpool. That was their number 1 target. So now the next target is Sesko. And they have promised Leipzig that they are going to pay any amount that Leipzig wants. So now their first bid is 75 million euros plus 5 million add-ons. That should tell you that they are serious. So if United want this ball, United must put the same offer on the table. That is the problem now, because Sesko has made it clear that he wants to play for United. Other than that, it should have been a done deal for Newcastle. Look at that, just take the player away, because I'm not sure Leipzig will reject that 75 plus 5 million. But the player has made his wishes that he wants to play for Manchester United, because that big team vibe, whether you like it or not, even though Newcastle are playing the Champions League or what, you can't compare Newcastle to Manchester when it comes to big team. You understand? So the guy wants to play for Manchester United because he knows that he has the confidence that Manchester is going to bounce back to that big team level. But Newcastle, something like a flash in the pan, because most of their players will leave. Whether you like it or not, most of their players, Isak and other things, they will leave. So Newcastle are doing all what they want to sign Sesko, but the player wants to play for Manchester. So now the boys in Manchester's court to do fast and get this player on board. Now let's go to Chelsea. Xavi Simons. Chelsea are negotiating for Xavi Simons. Leipzig are wanting something in the region of 60 million euros, but Chelsea are refusing to pay. And now the guy is also refusing to play for Leipzig. So today, Leipzig had a football match against Atalanta. The guy was omitted, and Sesko was omitted from the squad. So that should tell you that those two players, probability of them leaving the club is very high. Xavi Simons has followed the same footstep as Lookman. I've unfollowed Leipzig in every social media platforms, deleted their pictures, everything that related into Leipzig, he has unfollowed them. He's not going to training, everything. Because he thinks Leipzig are making things difficult for him to move to Chelsea, because he has already agreed personal terms with Chelsea. So he's left with Leipzig to agree money with Chelsea then. But the guy is gone. But Leipzig are also playing hardball, because they bought this guy for 50 million euros last season. So they want to sell him for at least a profit of 60 million. And Chelsea too also proving hardball. And I think the reason why Chelsea are doing that, because the players already given his consent that he's going to play for Chelsea. So Chelsea are also holding back the cash. Because for me, 60 million for Xavi Simons is good deal. But Chelsea know why they are doing, because they are the best. They have the money themselves, so they know why they are doing it, because the players have already given his consent that he's going to play for Chelsea. So now Chelsea are being smart. You understand? That's business for you. You can't blame Chelsea. You can't blame Chelsea. They are being smart. Because nobody who see 15 million go and pay 17 million. No. So Chelsea are being smart. So I think Chelsea is going to get their boy because of the way the boy is behaving. And you can't keep, whether you like it or not, you can't keep a frustrated player or an unwanted player in your team. He's going to spoil the best. And Travis Simons is one of the best players in Leipzig. So when you have that guy in your team and he's not happy, look at him. So the best thing is for you to now let him go when the value is high. Because that guy will not like to play. So his numbers and everything will depreciate. And when his numbers depreciate, his value to also depreciate. So you come and sit down and say, we have sold this boy a long time ago. That time it's too late. So my brother, now that Leipzig had the opportunity to sell him for about 15 million, they should just take the money and just let him go with his troubles. Because Leipzig, we all know they are a selling club. They buy, nurture the player and sell them. So at least, since they are not losing, they should just sell him for whatever they can get and let him go with his troubles. Now, finally, to the main story that is circulating in Europe, Isak, we all know Liverpool went with an open bid of £110 million. It was rejected straight up by Newcastle United. But there were rumors coming out that Liverpool wanted to pull out. But today, Fabrizio Romano has come to say that no, Liverpool are considering going with a second bid. And it is rumored that Liverpool will be going with £140 million. That is 80 million upfront. Next season, they are going to pay 50 million and 10 million add-ons for Isak. You understand? Because we all know. And today, Isak just landed in England. Yeah, he was training with Real Sociedad in Spain. He just landed in England. And they asked Eddie Howe, and I have said that we all know that Liverpool brought a first bid and it was rejected. So now they are waiting for Liverpool. And when it comes to the matter of Isak there, he wants the player to say, but this is out of his hand, because the directors and the other things are the one negotiating with Liverpool. He's not part of the negotiation. So there's nothing to say. Even though the player has proved his discount that he wants to leave the club. So he wants, because they've given him a new offer of, his salary is £120,000 a week. But they've given him a new offer of £200,000 a week. And they've added a clause that next season they will allow him to leave for a particular fee. But the guy said no, he wants to leave. He said he has two things that he wants to achieve. He wants to win the Premier League and the Champions League. And he thinks now Liverpool is the best club for him to do that. So that is why he wants to leave the club. And I don't think Newcastle can hold him back. They should just take the money and let him go. Because this player for £140 million, I tell you, no matter how good Isak is, he's not a great striker. Let's be frank. It's just that now the things have dropped. Standards have dropped now. Those times we have Shevchenko, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy and things. It comes nowhere to them when it comes to numbers. You understand? But this is what we have now. So you have to pay the money. You understand? So Liverpool should pay the money. And because Newcastle wants 150 million, and I don't think Liverpool will pay the 150. But for 140 million, I think this is a good deal. This is the best Newcastle can get. So they should take the money and let him move. So let's see what's good. And Vinicius Jr., you all know he's in a negotiation terms with Real Madrid for a new contract, and he has rejected, according to some sources in Brazil, he has rejected the new contract offered to him by Real Madrid, because according to him, he wants to be paid either the same or better than Mbappe. So the new contract, he has rejected it and saying that the terms and conditions are inadequate for him. And for me, I support Vinicius Jr. because he has aimed that right. Started from the runs at Real Madrid. There were Ronaldo and things, and he came, understanding them. Ronaldo left, Benzema, he came, Benzema left, and this is his time. And you go and bring Mbappe. For me, I think Mbappe is a very fantastic, very good footballer. But Mbappe is a problem because he always destroys teams. I don't know, his ego and things. I've seen big players always in teams, but with Mbappe, it's so different. He will not play. Basically, he will not follow everything. That is why Luis Enrique let him go. No matter the goals he was scoring for Luis Enrique, you all know Mbappe can guarantee you 40 goals a season. But when you have that goals and you can't win, then what is the use of the goals? Even this season, we all know Mbappe scored 43 goals. But ask yourself, when did the goals start coming? The goals start coming at the later part of the season when things are done, when everybody realized that Madrid was not going to win anything. Look at, check yourself. Apart from Barcelona, he scored a hat trick against Barcelona. All the big matches, so he was a flop. Arsenal, Barca, when he in the Copa del Rey, didn't do anything. All those, it was a flop. Liverpool, name there, he didn't play anything in those games. You understand? Because when it comes to that, I don't know why. When it comes to the team, he always want to disrupt the team because he wants everybody to play for him. But the boy is not like that. You can't play alone. You understand? You can't play alone. You have to play with your teammates. So you see, see Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, name those big stars. You always play with their parents. You never heard any complaint. But Mbappe, when he was at PSG, that was the same problem he was having with Neymar and Messi, Cavani. Name them. He was always having a problem with the big stars. And you can't play the football alone. You need those people to support you to win things. That's why he couldn't win the Champions League at Paris. Immediately he left, they won the Champions League. And the same thing is going on in Madrid. And I think buying Mbappe for Madrid, when it comes to sporting reason, was a wrong deal for me. Because Madrid just needed a replacement of Benzema, not a replica of Vinicius. Because Mbappe plays like Vinicius. So when you bring the two of them in the same team, there'll always be a problem. Because Mbappe, when you ask him to play the number 9 position, he will always complain. Because we saw him doing that in Paris Saint-Germain. He also sometimes do that in France. He always wants to play on the right. I don't know. He's the only superstar who always wants to play one position, always wants everything to go through him. But it's not like that. Vinicius and co have earned the right at Real Madrid. They've achieved a lot at Real Madrid before you coming inside. So I don't understand why he wants everything to go through him. But I think I have Real Madrid directly to blame because they are the ones who made him that. They've given him that power, that much. And Vinicius think he has been undermined because this is his team. He has won the Champions League twice in the last 3 or 4 years. He has done a lot for Madrid. But they just brought Mbappe and they are trying to sideline him. So he wants to take the money or he will leave. And I mean, for me, I want him to leave the team. You just leave the team for Mbappe to play. That's all. After this season, if they are not willing to give him the money that he wants, he should leave. That's all. And go to another team. We all know most of the big teams will buy him. And let's go there and go and tend a star boy or whatever. And Madrid should have the Mbappe. Because for me, I think that is the best for him. And let's go to the offense of Rodrigo. Rodrigo, now Madrid are willing to sell Rodrigo, but now who is willing to buy? Because you all know Rodrigo won't come cheap. You see, Rodrigo had the opportunity to leave Madrid or say he wanted to leave, but look at the teams that wanted Arsenal and things. They have done a lot of signings now. Now look at Liverpool, they are concentrating on Isak. So I don't think Liverpool can buy Isak. But Liverpool buy Isak, their spending will reach almost 500 million. You think they can buy Rodrigo again? Now, the rumors that are in is Fenerbahce are interested in Rodrigo, but they want him for a loan for a season. You understand? You know Roberto Carlos? Yes. Roberto Carlos is a Real Madrid legend. And now it's in Real Madrid, having a post in Real Madrid. So it's always in Real Madrid. And you know, after Roberto Carlos left Real Madrid, he went to Fenerbahce to play. So they also love him there and all that thing. So Fenerbahce are using Roberto Carlos as a medium to contact Real Madrid to tell them that they want Rodrigo on loan. If they are not getting any buys, they want him on loan to come and play for them this season. Because Mourinho thinks Galatasaray are signing or they've signed Mane, Osimhen. So Fenerbahce also need a big signing to make a statement that no, this season they also fight for the Super League. So I think, so Mourinho also wants to have Rodrigo in the team. For now, Liverpool and Arsenal are the main teams who want to buy Rodrigo. But now, I don't think they will have the funds to do that because Arsenal is also concentrating on Eze. And when Arsenal buys Eze, their spending will be going to almost 300 million. You think they can pay another? And Liverpool, when they buy Isak, their spending will also go to almost 500 million. So do you think they can pay? I don't think so. And my final news of the day is Chelsea have finally gotten their man, the defender, Jerome Atto. Finally, they have gotten him for £35.5 million and some add-ons and other stuff. You know, that guy, Chelsea wants to use in particular as a left back because they claim, even though he can play as a centre back, as a leg back, but Chelsea wants to use him especially as a left back because they think Cucurella is the only one playing as a left back and he has played a lot of games. So they want to start resting him and all that and giving that guy an easy way in, just to bring in him small, so that he can enter the frame for Chelsea because they don't want Cucurella to be playing all the time. So they want that guy to be also playing so at least both the level of his experience because when injury comes, whether you like it or not, you have to go to the bench. So they want that player to also have a feel of the game before maybe something will happen because a lot of games that Cucurella has played, maybe you don't know. You also what happened to Bukayo Saka. He played. Later, he got injured for almost 3 or 4 months. So that is it. So sometimes when you overplay the games, you start getting some small injuries on that. So they want to start resting Cucurella at matches and things that they think are not that serious. And they rest him and they'll give Gerard Atto a chance to shine. So this is where I'm bringing down the curtains on today's story. So, Charlie, follow me on TikTok for more transfer stories. Charlie, you go vibe.